think it's 139 because I think you said 138 last time.
Okay, I've also realized that I was muted there. So hello and welcome to the Geekatorium podcast. It's a number of some sort. We've done a lot of these now, and let's be honest, we're still going, which is the impressive thing. In this podcast, we are going to be talking. It's been a while, by the way. Sorry, we'll address that in a bit. We will address the fact that it's been a while in a bit. Don't worry. But in this podcast, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Murderbot. We're going to be talking about Skeleton Crew. I know we're a bit behind in the time in that, but we're going to be talking about Skeleton Crew. We're going to be talking about some of the latest news as well that's come out in the geek world. And of course, we have our usual Fantastic Five. Now, if this is the first time that you've listened to this, podcast, welcome. If you enjoy it and you're on YouTube, consider giving us a like and giving the channel a subscribe as well to continually get updates on this podcast. If you're listening...
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Also, I've realized as well, I forgot to upload the last one as an audio only. So I should maybe do that, and I'll do it alongside this one as well. So have a listen to that. So make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you're using there. But without further ado, shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's go into the podcast.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time.
It's been like a month, okay?
It's been a month. I've got some real trip hop going on quite loudly in my ears right now.
Wait, what? What can you? Is that still going? That's still going. Isn't it? There you go. Is that better now? There we go.
There was a moment where I could hear our theme tune, and then I could hear what sounded like the moans of a young lady, and I was like, no, she's definitely not listening to us.
Nah.
She would not be making those noises.
I mean, we don't know. Let's not judge. Okay, people. It's a hard one. Right. But yeah, it's been a month, people. It's been a month. So excuse me for. I'm trying my best
to deal with, mate. You've had stuff.
I've had stuff. It's been a weird one. My eldest is turned 4 years old last week, which terrifies me. I have a 4-year-old, and he has opinions, and he talks back, and I don't like it.
It's always the turning point when a child develops the personality.
Yeah. He likes to wind people up, and he likes to try and make people laugh, and I don't know where he's got it from. So just cheeky little, but I love him to pieces. But his party was a superhero themed party though, so I was proud of that. Yeah, I was proud of that. So I made him a Spider-Man cake and everything. So
good. I was worried it was going to be a DC party. So
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm speaking to you from beyond the grave right now. Your favorite superhero is Batman. We'll make it accurate. I'm going for a walk down that alley. Let's see what happens. I'm going to walk down a literal alley named Crime Alley. What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong? How are your brothers though? Because if he was Spider-Man.
Do you know what's really funny?
Please don't tell me you've got an uncle called Ben, a brother called Ben.
Well. You know how when you were growing up, you would your parents would call friends, not even family. They would become uncles and aunts as well because they were close friends. Yeah. So my wife has a friend who's married to a Ben.
Oh no.
He is. Yes, he is Uncle Ben. He is Uncle Ben. Yeah.
You've got to kill him.
Yeah. Well, great power, all that.
I'll take the responsibility.
So yeah, that's and also it seems to be the last month is when everyone has decided to be as ill as possible in this family. Everyone just caught everything. So it is genuinely nice to be sort of able to sit upright and sound normal and be back. So yeah, it's been a month, but here we are. How about you, buddy? How have you been?
I've been all right. It's I'll be honest, I'm not going to go into it. It's been a terrible week, but otherwise, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't have to talk about the potential World War III of Iran. I mean, this is not that podcast.
My God, you say the potential of World War III. It's we're in it. It's happening.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
haven't called it that yet.
yeah. But you know what? I'm loving the TikToks. Like, oh,
Yeah, they didn't
oh.
have that in the 40s.
There's just ones where Gen Z are like, all these Gen Zers are like, if they send me to war, they better let me take my AirPods.
Jesus.
And it's just exquisite. I'm
Jokes
absolutely
that should
loving it.
not exist, though. Just jokes that shouldn't exist. Just that
Yeah, it's
very
amazing.
concept.
I love it. I love it.
Ugh.
I'm enjoying it way too much.
Ugh.
So no,
Um,
it's yeah. Let's not talk about World War Three.
yeah. And positive, I got a new guitar.
Oh,
I got
what
a
did you
new guitar.
get?
I mean, for the audio only people, I'm sorry you can't see it, but
Describe it. Audio described. It's
it's blue. It's very
it's
blue. It's it, it could not be more blue.
and this is why you didn't get the job as the audio descriptor.
But it's a PRS,
Hmm.
and I own about 40% of it currently. Um,
Interest-free credit.
yes. Um, no, it's just basically where I work. They have this guitar, and I played on it, and I went,
It will be mine.
well, you kind of. I just went, I can do things on this guitar that I can't do on my guitars at home. Like it's just that comfortable.
But, like,
I realize what
what?
that sounds like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what what are you doing to this guitar?
Just fingers,
Hmm?
just fingers. Anyway,
He's strumming away.
strumming away, fingering A minor, um, and,
Plucking that G string.
yeah, plucking the G string, yeah, and all the other ones, um, waggling the bar,
Mhm.
and but I just sort of thought I was getting annoyed that when I went home, I wasn't able to play it, so I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
I'm just gonna have to get it," and, it's gorgeous. Ebony fretboard, and all of that stuff. It's just it's gorgeous, and I'm very happy with it. So
Oh, lovely. I'm very jealous. I haven't bought a new guitar in, like, forever, and that's because I have children.
yeah,
So
yeah, that'll do it. Why do you
yeah,
think I don't have any? So,
yeah. So, it has been a month.
yes,
Shall we talk about the new thing that we've been watching?
yeah, because it wasn't really on my radar until you put it on there, and I went, well,
Yeah.
I think I've heard about it, but I didn't know
Yeah.
really what it was about.
Neither did
And I
I.
trust you. I trust you.
Did you see right, okay, so we're talking about Murderbot, which you can watch on Apple TV Plus,
Yes.
and we're both up to date. I think I think it's only got a couple of episodes left, actually, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Are you fully up to date now?
I am fully
You're
up to
fully up to
date.
date. Yeah.
Okay, top level, before we get into it, before we sort of rip, what do you think?
It's been a grower. It's
Mm,
been a grower. Things that I like, the episodes are short. They're
yes,
really short.
but they get to the point, which I really like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Um, there's some of the cast isn't so good. Some of the cast, they're not as they're not as on top of their acting skills as a Skarsgård or
Mm.
what's his name, Das Malchen, I think
Oh,
was
he's
his.
so good though,
He's
isn't he?
very good. I mean, he's very good in everything
Yeah.
that I've seen him in. Um, so there's a couple of people in the cast that are not up to their level.
Mm, mm.
Um,
I'd agree with that, yeah.
uh, but it's intriguing and intentionally funny. Not all the way through, but when it's funny, it's funny.
Really funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
when it, yeah,
it's very subtle writing sometimes. Sometimes it's very obvious, but sometimes it's
yeah.
just there'll just be a throwaway line, and you just go, "That's the perfect line
Oh
at the
yeah, and I
perfect
belly
moment."
laugh. Like I do
Yeah.
belly laugh. Like it's like there's definitely like one belly laugh per episode, but not like
Yes.
several throughout. Like, a lot of the time, you're like, "Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, that's kind of shocking."
Mm.
Um, but what's good is that it is intentionally funny, not like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so bad, it's funny." Because there are some poor acting choices, I will say. But yeah, it's a good concept. It's definitely it almost feels like a newspaper cartoon.
Ah, okay.
You know, with
Okay.
something that's only 5 panels long,
Yep.
um, but every day you're getting a new part of the story. Like, you know, it just sort of there was that time, I think it was when I was a kid, they put the entire, like, Judge Dredd movie, the Stallone Judge Dredd movie, like, was over the course of a year, like 5 panels
Mm,
a day,
mm.
like, in a newspaper. I think I recall that when I was a kid. And it sort of plays like that, where it's like reading the Metro. That's what this TV show is like. It's like reading the free newspaper,
Yes. Yeah.
because it's not my favorite thing in the world, but I do enjoy it, and
Yep.
I'm interested to see what's coming at the end. But it's certainly not blown me away. I just find it like, "Oh, this is kind of
It's
interesting."
enjoyable, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
it's just something fun to put on. I look forward to seeing where it goes.
yeah.
For those who don't know, so Murderbot's on Apple TV Plus. It's based on a series of books.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
No, it's in the credits, which I always
yeah.
skip because they are obnoxiously long.
Yes, they
The
really are,
opening
aren't they?
credits are
Yeah, yeah.
obnoxiously long.
Yeah, so it's based on a series of books. Premise being is that the main character is a security bot, like he's sec
He's
unit.
Violent Crichton.
Yeah, Violent Crichton, played by Alexander Skarsgård,
Yeah.
the son of Stellan Skarsgård. So
The
it's
more
lovely.
handsome of all the Skarsgårds.
Yeah, it's fun having watched Andor and seeing Stellan being amazing in that to watching him do like something completely different and go, oh, this
Yeah.
family is way too talented.
Yeah. It's
They're
true.
so good.
Such a shame
But
you won't watch it because the other brother's very good as well.
is it? I'll probably get around to watching it at some point. But
You
anyway,
nearly stopped watching Stranger Things because of how horror it got.
yeah,
How
it's
would
true.
you feel watching an actual horror?
Yeah, it's fine. Lights on. But no, he's fantastic and he's him in his role. You're right. There is a difference in acting ability. Some are fantastic, like like Alexander,
Yeah,
and some are mediocre, and then there are some that you just go, the sooner you die as a character, the happier I'll be.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's really, I think it's really good. I think it's very funny. As you said, it's intentionally funny. It's weird because you can't describe it as an out and out comedy.
No,
Even though, did you see who the producers and directors are?
I probably did, but I've forgotten. Remind me.
Same ones that did American Pie.
Oh,
Right?
oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That shocked me as well. So I saw them.
Oh,
I was like, I saw the names, and I was like, oh. And because I don't know if you've done this, right? But you know how like everyone has this sort of like the nostalgia, like nostalgia. We got the rose tinted glasses, and you go back and you watch something, and you go, "Oh no!" American Pie is very much that.
oh,
American,
yeah. It's of its time,
oh,
as they
and
would
no,
say.
but it's very of its time. It's like I remember watching like Superbad, thinking that would age badly, but I've gone back and watched Superbad, going, "No, no, this is actually really still fun. This is still funny. It's still okay."
It's like Ace Ventura until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, American Pie has aged very poorly, like
Yeah,
really poorly.
yeah,
But so it's really funny just seeing. But I think like one of the things that is good about American Pie, I think what you can give it is the people. Is it Paul and Chris Weiss? I think it is.
yeah,
Um, One of the things that they did really well in American Pie, because what does make it funny, yes, the gross out humor was of its
yeah,
time and stuff like that. But what made it funny was the characters and their relationships. Like
yeah,
how they actually are very good at. And I think they've done the same thing here with Murderbot. It's like they've done this really like the Murderbot, the sec unit, and his relationship and how it's developing with the rest of the characters is funny in its own right.
yeah.
And I think that's where the strength of it lies. Is a lot of it is yeah,
It's
they're just
how he's warming to them,
yeah.
but he's almost angry that he's warming to them.
Yeah, I love that. I do love that. But we've also got what's great. So we've got this mystery about sort of what's happening. So he's been assigned to this team on this planet. I don't want to give too much away, but he's been assigned to this planet, and there's a mystery that's going on there. And I'm enjoying that mystery. But there's also a mystery that's going on with him as well. you know, that
Well,
that
I will say that's not so much a mystery. We can talk about that because it's literally the first 30
well,
seconds of the
no,
show.
no, we know he breaks his program. Essentially, he breaks his programming.
He
There's
learns
a
how to hack himself so that
yeah.
he doesn't have the governing protocol, which allows him to. So, which means now he can disobey an order if he wants to. He can hurt people if he wants to. But he's been biding his time, waiting for the right moment to escape, and that's the premise of the show. That's just the premise of the show.
Well, the beautiful thing as well is that he chooses to sort of bide his time, and he can do whatever he wants. And what he wants to do is just watch soaps, which is like, he
He wants
watches.
to watch Star Trek. That's what he
He wa-
wants.
well, no, it's not even. Well, it is Star Trek because Sulu's in it, isn't it?
So look, actually, it seems like what he's watching is more like Voyager.
Yeah, well, it's like Voyager meets Neighbors, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, it's pretty
Yes,
much.
and the cameos in that show that he's watching is like,
Is-
yes, they've got, oh my god, his name's gone from my brain. I keep wanting to call him Harold. Uh,
but yeah,
John Cho.
yeah, the show within the show is like is just the show within the show is just as funny as and just as good as
Yeah.
intriguing as the show. But what I love is, but no, there's the other mystery because we know he hacks his government ship, but we don't. There's that whole thing of like what happened next after he did it in that situation. They don't actually answer that yet.
Oh, yeah, because he was about to be they're about to, like, have a party around him, and he was just sort of there. But then the
Mhm.
next time we saw him after that, he was in a storage room, and then they just said, "We'll take him because he's cheap."
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
then that's kind of it, yeah.
yeah, so we don't exactly know what happened after he managed to hack his governance unit chip. So there's that mystery as well. So I think it's quite cool. We've got like you've got the main mystery of the show, which is this, and then you've got like that. And I think that's what I'm liking about the show as well. There's actually B story.
Yes.
Like there's actually like it feels like a lot of one of the biggest flaws of a lot of modern TV shows, and Discovery was guilty of this, I think,
Yeah.
where it's like they put so much effort into the A story that B stories kind of get forgotten. And then Discovery got better as time went on. I have to say, in the last season of Discovery, they were much better at having that sort of A story, B story.
You know who's the worst for it?
Go on.
And I'm gonna get shit for this.
Go on.
Dave fucking Filoni.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's the
100%.
worst for it. Clone Wars and Mandalorian, like, as much as I like The Mandalorian, like, but it's all just there's one thing going on and nothing else.
Yeah, Ahsoka was exactly the same as well. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. So it's quite nice that this one actually has proper A and B stories going on, and it feels like so. It means, yeah, you mentioned the episodes are short; they zip along as well. Like
25 minutes.
yeah, and it's
19 if you count the opening credits.
and it's it's well crafted. You know, I mean, it's worth a watch. I think it's worth a watch. I think it's as you said. I don't think it's the best thing I've ever watched,
Yeah.
but it's fun to
It's
watch.
fun. I think I'd probably enjoy it because it'll probably be a movie's worth if you sit and binge it in one go.
Yeah,
Because if you're waiting for it once a week, like I was fortunate, by the time you told me there was like 5 episodes.
yeah,
So I watched 5 very quickly, and then like there's been a couple of weeks where it's like okay, and then it's over. The episodes are genuinely, this isn't a joke or a fun like thing. The episodes are as long as an episode of like Family Guy or The
yeah,
Simpsons or something like
yeah,
that. They're
yeah.
20 minutes, like 25 minutes. It's nothing. So it just goes.
And it's great, and it's so and like I love that because again they're so good at telling the story they need to in that time. And that's the thing. I think I could go. I think it's one of the ones where I could go back, and yes, it is like a big story. I feel like I could go back and watch an individual episode.
Yes, until again the last 20 seconds where it sets up the next episode.
Yeah,
'Cause every
yeah,
episode does end on a bit of a cliffhanger.
yeah. This is
And
very
then
true.
what's gonna happen next? Find out next time on Murderbot. It's
This
kind
is
of
very true.
it's
This is
very
very
much
true.
like that. But it's certainly at the moment a solid 7. How it
Mm.
ends will determine whether it goes up or down in my mind. Like,
I feel confident. I feel confident though because Apple TV Plus is just proving itself like consistently.
well, they're doing season 4 of Ted Lasso, so
Well, there you go. So let's hope
so
that's not season 9 Scrubs. Um, nope, 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 nope. I doubt it will be. I doubt they would do it unless. Yeah, I don't think they would do it unless they thought they could do something worthwhile. And I think they could do something worthwhile.
Yeah.
So
I think they were just waiting to see how, Jason Sudeikis' divorce went.
mm.
Uh,
Now his character pain is real. Uh, anyway, so that's
uh,
Murderbot. Go watch it if you've got Apple TV Plus. It's definitely, I think it's personally worth a watch.
it is worth a watch. You might not like it, you might like it. It turns out I quite liked it, but it did grow.
Mm,
There's definitely the first 2 episodes, I'm like, "Am I liking this? Am I?" And then when, like, I'd let out a laugh and I'll be like, "Okay, okay, I enjoyed that moment."
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, when you are genuinely laughing, then you go like, no, this is a good show. Check it out. Um, you messaged me, and I was like, we
Yeah.
finally can talk about it.
So a few weeks ago, now I get pretty bad hay fever. I get pretty bad hay fever, and, I'd had a day where I was sneezing a lot. I was like, "Oh, it's just hay fever's really bad today." And then I woke up the next day and was like, "Oh no, this isn't hay fever. I'm just very, very ill." I am very, very, very ill. And it's rare for me to be like, "Do you know what? I have to take a day off and I have to just sit in bed all day." So I thought, "Well, what should I watch?" And I just thought, "Well, again, I trust you. I trust you. You said Star Wars Skeleton Crew was good. So I put it on. First episode, this is charming. This is charming." Um, and then by the end of that day, I was like 6 episodes in. So I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm watching this to the end now." I guess I guess I'm watching this to the end. And I do like it. I think it's fantastic. Goonies in space is exactly right what you said. It's Goonies in space. Um, Jude Law is fascinating in it.
Hmm.
I was actually a little disappointed that they did go with the he's a bad guy route.
Okay, so okay, yeah, he was, yeah, he was definitely a bad guy. He's like, okay,
I thought he was gonna warm to the kids. When there was the bit where he was like giving the little talk to the little guy,
mm,
and he used the force to pick up like his screen, his video game or something, and all of that. I thought that was a sign of him maybe like warming to them. I didn't think he'd go full asshole on them,
yeah.
like he did. Um, Spoilers, by the way. Uh, it,
I mean, it's been
it's
out for
been
long
out.
enough now.
It's been out for like 8 months. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
news break, but yeah, it's fun. It's not as I guess what's it? Nick Frost, who's the robot.
Mm, yes.
Um, did you enjoy the pun of the robot's name, by the way?
Oh, I enjoy every pun of every.
Yeah, SM33
Yeah,
Smee. I
yeah,
mean, like,
yeah.
I think at times they lent on the pirate thing a little too much. Um,
But then
like
it
full on like
is.
"R pirates in space," and I was a bit like, Han Solo wasn't an R pilot.
Well, he was a smuggler. He wasn't a pirate, and the Clone Wars established there were actual pirates instead.
You're describing the difference between a tangerine and a satsuma. It's
Well, they are different. So, but I liked it. I think like it is a kids show. Like it's
yeah,
aimed
it is
more
a
at
kid show.
more younger audience and stuff like that. And I think for a kids show, it was aimed at the Goonies age. Like which we would have
Pretty
been.
violent though for a kid show.
Yeah, but
People got burned and like killed in acid. Like it
you know,
was
I know, but kids these days have got to go fight in Iran, so it's
not if they can't take their AirPods.
so but I loved it. I thought it was like a breath of fresh air for Star Wars. So there's a thing that I'm working on right now, and Skeleton Crew is part of my justification for my thoughts. So I've said basically so it's a YouTube video that I'm currently in the middle of editing that I'm going to be putting up, and it's basically the Force has ruined Star Wars.
The Force has ruined Star Wars.
The Force has ruined Star Wars, and I don't mean that the Force is bad. Like I think the Force is great, and I think it's like an important part of Star Wars, and it's what makes Star Wars, and not just another science fiction,
Yeah.
science fiction adventure, Western in space type thing. But
It's the gummy berry juice of Star Wars.
Yes. Yes. The problem with it is it's become overpowered, and it's become like the get out of jail free card. You know, it's like, oh, we're gonna kill Leia. No, she's not. She's gonna be able to force walk through space.
Hate it.
Here's a snake now. It's like, oh, now we can do force healing. Oh, now we've got force UPS, and we can lightsabers can be delivered across, whatever. And it's like, and Disney's been really ever since Star Wars has been taken over by Disney, has been guilty of it. But even like the prequels were guilty of it. Oh no, we got force super speed now, but they're never used again. Like, it's like they literally just make up tons of like force powers that never get seen again, but they're just convenient for the plot at that moment in time. So what I loved about Skeleton Crew, and this is what I love about Andor, I loved about early Mandalorian, and it's what makes the original trilogy so good, is that the Force is this mystical thing. It's a belief system, and it's like whatever. It's much more in the background. Like, and Skeleton Crew is like, I think, perfect, because like obviously you got Wim, who's like, for him, the Jedi are this mythical, heroic thing to aim for, and he suddenly thinks he's met one, and it actually turns out he's a pirate who was a Padawan. Well, he wasn't a Padawan, he was a youngling, whose master got killed during Order 66, and he barely learned how to use the Force. So but that's the thing, like the Force exists in this show, but on a very small, like, it's there. But
It's there, and it's. I mean, it sort of helps that the whole sort of central point of this story is that it's people from a planet that doesn't know what's going on. They don't even know
yeah,
that there's been a war.
yeah,
Like they mentioned Alderaan. It's like, "What? You missed the war?" And it's like, "Yeah, yeah."
yeah,
They've essentially been they grew up in the Shetlands. That's
yeah.
essentially what's been going on. They're
Bless.
so separated from
Yeah.
from everything else.
But
Um,
yes, and I say that's what I love about it. It's like, but basically the non-Filoni stuff is move away from the world between worlds stuff and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always didn't really like that. As much as I loved Rebels, I didn't like the whole time travel-y going into this portal takes you here and blah 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 and
Well, it takes away, like, when the Force is like that, when it becomes a superpower, like, it removes, and not even just a superpower. It's like, it's what, right? Okay, so it's basically they've turned them all into Superman, and Superman's one of the worst superheroes to write for, because
he's
how do you
invulnerable. Yeah.
yeah, how do you defeat him? Like, it's really hard to write for him. So I that's what I'm working on right now, and I feel like one of the reasons I loved Skeleton Crew so much is because it basically took the approach of your, New Hope, Rogue One, and/or Mandalorian, where it's like the Force exists, but it's like it's not the main focus of this show,
Yeah.
and that's why I enjoyed it.
And it's set at a time where things were still a little bit people still didn't really believe that Jedi existed, even though, what was it 20, 30 years between 20 years, it's 19 years. In 19 years, that many people forgetting the existence of Jedis.
Well, mate, you say that like young people you and I lived through 9/11, and some people will be like, what was it like? Like,
Yes, but if I was 20 years old and I saw someone do backflips with a lightsaber and like pushed someone off a building without actually touching them or like lifted things and all of that, I would remember that in my 40s. I don't care how much I'd been drinking.
yeah, but remember as well, so sorry, we're gonna get really nerdy on this, and this is actually part of my video as well. The Jedi and the Sith make up less than 1% of the galaxy. Like, it was just a few hundred Jedi Knights. Like, there weren't that many.
I
And
suppose, I
so
suppose to a
so
point.
actually, if you think a planet had like billions of people on it, and like there was maybe one or two people on that entire planet, or maybe like five people on that planet who were force sensitive, the chances of your average person in the galaxy meeting someone who was meeting a Jedi is like slim to none. And so they would only hear stories. They would be myth. They'd be legend.
But you know who they did also see as well?
What?
Inquisitors. There was lots of inquisitors around, force
too
wielding
too many
inquisitors.
Inquisitors. Too many Inquisitors. And their stupid helicopter lightsabers. Uh,
But this is but actually, just to sort of with my argument here, is that yet all the just imagine, right? According to if it's for everyone to forget, you'd have to think that on the time of Order 66, every single Jedi was killed. But we know that wasn't the case. We knew that lots of stragglers were being hunted down.
There were 60.
Was it 60 were left?
There were 60 left.
Okay, well, that's plenty for Disney Plus to do series about. Every single one of them.
Yeah, but 60 in a galaxy of trillions.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to settle this now.
I know I'm right here. Also, also, why the whole my whole argument is as well comes down to why should we care about the Jedi? They are the 1%.
I suppose there is that. I don't think that we're getting paid though.
You don't think they were taking a cut on the side?
No, I mean, I reckon a couple of times there when I don't need to pay for these drinks.
No, God, 100%.
That going on.
I don't want any death sticks.
So yeah. But in the end, right, getting back to it.
Back to Scouting Crew.
Was great. I thought it was just what I needed. Like it was a great like sick day watch. It's very good for that. It's very easy. It's as I said, it's charming. All the kids in it are great.
Oh, they're so good.
They're really, really good. They're really
phenomenally good. Yeah.
Fun fact, I don't know if you know this. The mother who worked in the planetary government thing. So do you know who she is?
I do. Wait. Go on, remind me.
She's a voice of something.
Oh no, go on him.
She's the voice of Friday in Tony's Suit.
In
the Avengers stuff. That's her.
Amazing. I love that. That is amazing. Oh, yeah. So no, I loved it. I think like they need to do more stuff. Like I think Star Wars moving forward needs to do less Filoni stuff and more Skeleton Crew and/or.
Well, I think the
first couple of seasons of Mandalorian.
I think the thing is though, is that occasionally you just need to let someone work on it that's not a fanboy.
Yeah.
So that's why Andor was so good. Tony Gilroy just didn't give a shit about any of the.
Well, it's why Empire Strikes Back is so good.
Yeah, he didn't like it either, did he?
Yeah.
Irvin Kershner.
Yeah. He just went out to yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Just get someone in who's not a fan to do this stuff, and yeah.
Just get them to treat it like it's any other project.
Yeah.
That's what it needs to be treated with. And I guess, and to his fault, that's what Rian Johnson was trying to do with The Last Jedi. He was treating it as, that's why he was just like, don't care about the fans, just write a good story.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been they should have given him either a trilogy.
He was a bit too confrontational with that whole thing.
Well, he should have either had a whole trilogy or none, or a standalone movie. It shouldn't have been part of what they were doing. But we can. That's a whole podcast in its own right of where did the sequels go wrong. And I think it's been done to death on YouTube.
Not according to YouTube.
Keep getting those recommendations. Okay, so Skeleton Crew, worth a watch.
Yeah.
Excellent. As I said, Goonies in space. Don't think you can get more accurate as a description.
No, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. Except the treasure was the friendship that they made on the journey.
The treasure was Stephen Fry being the voice.
I forgot that he was the
comptroller.
Yeah. Flipping heck, I forgot.
That was wicked. I love that. What a cast, actually. Just for a second. Like you had obviously Jude Law and Stephen Fry, Nick Frost, Kelly MacDonald as well.
The sort of the goth alien.
Such a great cast, and then those four kids held their own against all of them. They were so good. So yeah, even just for the cast alone, just watch it. It's really, really good. So yeah, okay, excellent. I'm glad you finally watched it and we could talk about it.
Here we go.
Makes me happy. We're gonna do something. We haven't talked news in a long time because we used to talk news. We used to
Well,
talk.
we used to talk news, and then we started specifically talking about news that would annoy us,
Yeah.
or just like news that was like, like, is this going to be true? We'll find out. And
Did anything we talk about ever come true? It never did it? Because it was all just.
I don't think, apart from obviously the time I had to eat the spicy soup
Oh,
because Ben Affleck, would he return? And not only did he returned twice. Uh,
yes, he
he
did.
returned to film some more scenes for the Zack Snyder Justice League and for the Flash. God, can you imagine if this podcast was going when the Flash came out?
No, 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 no,
What
no.
would we have talked about? Let's not. Uh,
Yeah, let's stop. Let's talk about the MCU first of all,
yes.
because
So
we've
this
got.
is confirmed. This was in Empire magazine. I read
Well,
this.
this is. Hang on a second. Let me just bring. I'm actually going to bring this up on here. Oh, okay. Why you won't let me? Okay. Okay. Basically, it's go on. Then you go ahead. Do you want to explain this one?
Oh yeah, well, so they've confirmed that John Bernthal's The Punisher will appear in the next Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day.
Yes.
So that's the first of these sort of crossover characters coming into the Spider-Man universe that's confirmed. Uh,
Yeah, so I've just put up on the screen there from Hollywood
yeah,
Reporter. So yeah, Punisher in it's interesting though, isn't it? Because Vincent D'Onofrio had mentioned that their Kingpin couldn't be in a Spider-Man film.
well, Kingpin is technically a Spider-Man villain,
Yeah.
so he can't be in a movie,
Mm.
so he can't be in a film. I think that's the deal. Is that
Okay.
Kingpin can be in a movie, but not a sorry, he can be
A
in
TV show.
he can be in a TV show like the deal with Marvel, but he can't be in a movie because he's in the MCU as a TV character, not the MCU as a movie character.
Which is a bit of a shame. I mean, like, it's great. Obviously, with like what happened in Daredevil, he's the mayor of New York, and New York
Yeah,
is messed up, and you know,
yeah.
Spider-Man is like is one of the biggest heroes
And
in
I
New
reckon
York.
they can talk about it by saying, "Yeah, isn't it crazy what the mayor's done?" They don't say Fisk, but they say the mayor.
Yeah,
And
they'll do that.
that's probably what's gonna be happening is like, yeah, ever since the mayor, like, did the curfew or blah, 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 or whatever it is, like, that's what they'll probably talk about.
But
Um,
this is going to be an interesting team up, though. The Punisher and Spider-Man,
yeah,
like,
sort of the kid-friendly character and the not so kid-friendly character.
yeah, like
Um,
proper polar opposites. Like, I would have thought we would have seen a Deadpool Spider-Man team up before this. Like,
really? Um,
yeah, well,
because Deadpool is so I mean, so is the Punisher, don't get me wrong, but Deadpool is such an R-rated character.
right. So I remember. So when I was doing my kid show at the Fringe last year, Marvel
Yeah.
versus DC, which I'm doing again this year, by the way. Anyone who's going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe, come and
Nice.
see that.
Plug,
Um,
I like it, like,
yeah,
nice
you see how
plug, yeah,
smooth that was.
yeah.
Like it was good.
August is
Um,
on its way.
So I did it, and I used to I'd ask kids what their favorite superhero is, and a bunch of kids would say Deadpool, and I'd be like, "What you what?" But Deadpool, like in comics, there are kid friendly stories with Deadpool in it, and he does team up. I've got on my shelf, I've got Avenging Spider-Man series, and there are team ups with Deadpool in there. So he has teamed up with Deadpool. This one is the one that intrigues me because I just it. Deadpool, I get because Deadpool, I understand like for the current iteration of movie Deadpool. Yes, I understand where you're coming from there.
Yeah.
But actually, Deadpool as a character, the sort of the humor and stuff like that, if you did it in a kid friendly way, works with Spider Man.
I no, I can see that. I can see that. Interestingly, in the comics, though, there's a lot of flirting going on for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of, and it's not even subtle flirting.
No, no.
It's very out there. Uh,
But this one is like, how?
well,
Like,
I think because the concept with Spider-Man this time around is that they're making him much more a street level.
well, yeah, that's true. Because and obviously, like he is, no one knows who he is now. Like
No one
he
knows who
is,
he is.
yeah.
And no one knows who he is, and he's making his own suit. He's got no one. He's going by his own wiles now,
Yeah.
and I don't think Punisher will be the only one. I
Mm,
think it'll
mm.
be a thing of like he'll butt heads with like it wouldn't surprise me if Daredevil is going to be in it. And because they've set it up in the Daredevil series, White Tiger, because White Tiger in the comics is the niece who
Yeah.
takes that mantle. So, and I think they're setting that up. I mean, because they do seem to set up all the new Avengery type things. You've got they could have Kate Bishop in
Mm-hmm.
there as
Mm-hmm.
well, um,
Yelena.
and Kamala Khan.
Yes.
So there's lots of, and he's just that
Oh,
little bit older than
don't forget Hulkling exists as well.
Hulkling exists, and what's his name? I've forgotten his name, but who's going to eventually be the young super soldier, Isaiah Bradley's grandson.
Oh yeah. I can't remember, but
No,
yes, I
neither
know
can
who
I.
you.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure he's going to be great. But you've got all of these set up, and it would be quite funny if it is like Punisher, who maybe gives him the leadership talk to tell Spider-Man to be a leader to get all these kids together, and
Well, to be fair, he is good at those motivational talks, like what he said to Daredevil, and
that was an amazing scene as well.
wasn't it?
So
Wasn't it incredible?
it was incredible. Yeah, they're all just such good actors. So that this is all obviously speculation. We don't know who else. Like, is it also going to involve Venom? Because there was that tease at the end of Far From Home. No, not Far From Home. No Way Home.
Yep.
That there was the little bit of the symbiote left, and the symbiote has a memory of the entire multiverse. So what's gonna that's it wouldn't surprise me if the end of the film leads to him finding that or getting infected by that, and that's what leads to his entrance into Secret Wars. Because I
Yep.
think he won't be in Doomsday, but probably will be in Secret Wars.
Yep.
That's the maybe. That's the whole maybe of everything. But yeah, I'm intrigued as to what Punisher can bring to the Spider-Man table.
Definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay, shall we move on to so I've done the worst thing ever as a YouTuber and a podcaster here. As I've said, I've called the podcast "The End of Star Trek," and haven't spoken about it yet. But
Yeah.
shall we talk about this one here, which obviously got announced? So we
I
know that
like the way you framed it. It was just going, Strange New Worlds is ending. Yes, after 2 more seasons, and they
I
haven't
know.
even released the 3rd. So
I know. So season 3 of Strange New Worlds is about to be released. I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Trailers have looked really good. It's been the best new Star Trek as far as I'm concerned. But at the same time, they announced that they are going to be finishing after season 5, and season 5 is going to be a shorter season as well.
Okay.
6 episodes, I think.
Okay, that's fine. I kind of understand that, but I bet you'll say 6 episodes, but they're probably going to be longer than the average. It's like
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Like apparently the
Game of
last,
Thrones. Yeah,
yeah.
there's that.
Well, the Stranger Things people have said that the final episode will be 3 hours long, I think.
Wow.
So like they're not just making a movie, they're making a box set. Like that's absolutely insane what they're doing for this
That's
final season.
insane. That's
I
insane.
may have misremembered that, but you know, I'm sure someone in the chat might correct me on that if they want to. But but I feel like 5 seasons. It feels like maybe it's the 5-year mission,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're getting. Is just it's the 5-year mission.
Well, I think it's going to have to end as well with the incident, isn't it? It's going to have to end with Pike. Yeah, which is, I'm not looking forward to that.
No, do you know what it's going to end with?
What?
It's going to end with the menagerie.
Oh,
It's gonna end with they're gonna show us that version of Spock taking him to be with the girl forever. That's what's gonna
there
end
you
with.
go. There you go.
That's what it's gonna end with.
Well, so the other thing is sort of just following up, like, so yeah, I mean, like, I think it's sad that this ending, but I think it always had to end, and I think it was a. I'm more upset about right now is that really there's only one more Star Trek series that's coming out that we know that for sure, which is Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
And beyond that, we've got there's the live action comedy series that's being developed as well, but we don't have anything else. Like, there's no Star Trek series, if that makes sense. Like, this is currently the flagship Star Trek series. Like, Discovery was it for a while, then it's this, but there's no Star Trek series. But with that in mind, there's rumors, well, not rumors, but there's been chat from the creators that potentially they could reboot the original series now with this Enterprise set, because they've got the Enterprise all built,
With the
but
new,
they're
they've got Spock,
with
they've got
with
Kirk,
they've got the new
Uhura.
cast. So why couldn't they just start doing original series again, just telling different stories? And yeah, I mean, they could. Should they? That's a different question. Is there an appetite for that? I mean, like,
I think the thing is, it's like what you were saying, like, as much as we love it, there are elements of the original series that have not aged well.
yeah, this is very true.
McCoy and the hitting of the woman and all of that. Like,
Mm.
there's lots of things like that, um, that may need retconning slightly, and I I don't wanna erase the past. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that use it as a template, and maybe things shouldn't be beholden to it. So if you want to rewrite the past in a certain way and tell it from a different lens, I'm kind of okay with that. Uh,
Yeah, I think like if they're telling new stories, I think I'm okay with it, and especially if they do it in a sort of a different, like, if it's like before the original series, you know, what I mean, if it's that gap between the end of Strange New Worlds and then yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Because then because then it carries on, and then we see that, it's fine. Um, if they can you imagine if they rebooted any of the other series?
Oh, we've thought about. I mean, I think people have joked about this endlessly. Of just like, what if they redid the Next Generation, but with James McAvoy
Yeah.
as Picard? you know, you know. Um,
Oh,
you could have, who would you have as Riker? For some reason, my mind went to Chris Pratt for Riker. I don't know
I
why.
wouldn't want it, but yeah, it'd probably have to be Chris Pratt. I think you'd have to have Jesse Eisenberg as Data, but you'd have to be playing Mark
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah. It writes itself.
It really does.
Writes itself. Oh, and, you could have, Karen Gillan as Beverly Crusher.
Well, there you go. There you go. Their Scottish ancestry then works properly.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
There you go. There you go. She can fuck a ghost.
it's going to be
She
sad to
kinda
see.
did in Doctor Who already anyway, so there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sad to see the end of Strange New Worlds without a shadow of a doubt, but yeah, it's been worth it.
I don't mean to
Um,
condescend here, but bless you, Rick. It's not gonna end for, like, until, like, probably 2029. It's
this
not
this
gonna
this is very true. Um,
so
this is very true. We are going to have to take a very, very quick break.
okay.
Okay, so I will be back. We will be back shortly. So go grab yourself a drink, whatever you need, and we will be back shortly.
Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Let's fantastic all of the fives.
Time, all the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic five.
Also realized that I forgot to unmute on OBS there again, so I feel like I should do that again, but
Let's fantastic each other's fives.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, all the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic five.
we're a real Mickey Mouse organization.
So much so, and I know I probably shouldn't reference this because it's always like the ickiest thing, but it's also quite funny. Is that in terms of the view count for this live episode,
We had more people
we had more
during
people join the BRB screen than
than
any other point on this podcast.
it's nice. It's nice that people are enjoying that BRB screen. See our faces and they go,
Literally, as soon as we
"Nope."
came back, woof.
Bump. This is why we do better as an audio podcast. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's the new saying, isn't it? When Gen Alpha grows up, it's going to be so you got a face for a radio, you got a face for a podcast. Oh, okay,
Oh,
fantastic five. So 5 other things that we have been doing or watching in the geek world. Do you want to go first? Do you want to?
yeah, because I'll talk about this thing that I wanted to talk about a few weeks ago, but we never got a chance to. I saw this absolutely crazy film. It's called Willy's Wonderland, and it's Nicolas Cage. Essentially, the premise of the film is Five Nights at Freddy's. That's the premise of the film. It's someone trying to escape, like an amusement, like arcade, and all of the mechanical creatures come to life to try and kill everybody. Um, Few things. One, it feels like that this was the pitch for Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. Someone went, "No, that's not going to work." So they didn't do it as Five Nights at Freddy's. They just did their own film.
Okay.
And then they went, "Oh, this kind of works." It's like a film pilot. They went, "Oh, okay, this works. Let's make the Five Nights at Freddy's movies then." So that's sort of how it feels. But things to note: Nicolas Cage is amazing in it. Um,
Okay. Of course he is.
but one thing that you should be aware of if you ever watch it, he doesn't say a single word throughout the entire film.
Really?
Single word. Not a
Okay.
single word. Um, so yeah, I do recommend it. It is um it's violent, it's quite funny. They've got some teenagers in it, and I hate them. So was so glad that they don't all stick around.
Good.
But it's an interesting concept for a film, like when everything is sort of like laid out and there's lots of mystery still, like not every question is answered and all of that. It's just it's a fun schlock B movie, and I
Oh,
do
okay.
recommend it. It's a B movie in the best possible way. So I do recommend it. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell too much on it because I want you to enjoy the experience like I did.
I need a good fun B movie type thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try. Might try and watch it tomorrow. So great shout. Love it. Thank
Awesome.
you. Okay, excellent.
No problem. What's your
Uh,
next on the five?
I'm gonna go with uh I wish I'd watched this show when it was live. Like I wish I'd watched it. Like I've got 4 episodes left and then it's done for good for me. And I say for good, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it again.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, but I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows. Now, people have been saying for years I should be watching this, that it's really funny, it's really good. And they are right. It is phenomenal.
It
Like,
is.
it's so. I haven't watched the movie. I haven't watched the movie yet, and I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, it's such a shame because especially when they get to the Vampiric Council in like in series 1 and 2,
Mm,
there's
mm,
it went because they are the characters. They are the
yeah.
characters from the film, like Taika Waititi, Jermaine Clement, and all of that. That's the characters from the film they play.
So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back. I will go back and check it out. But like, I've just thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I understand. You've said that you haven't seen the last season. Is that
I
right?
haven't seen the last. I've seen like 2 episodes of the last season.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
there's some stuff that I've watched and it's just been like it's. Do you know what character I didn't think I would like as much as I ended up loving?
Colin Robinson.
Oh my god, I love Colin Robinson. So good.
But the genius of that concept, the energy
Yeah,
vampire,
yeah.
is
And
such a wonderful concept.
the best part is that we've all experienced energy vampires. We've all experienced an energy vampire.
Especially if you've
But
worked in retail.
yeah, I love I was like, oh, he's gonna be the weakest character in the whole thing, and he's not. He is phenomenal. Like the stuff that he does is a good. I've just watched an episode, and I say this season. This is the last season, so you've not you haven't seen it. I don't know if you've seen this episode. But there's a whole thing like Nandor goes crazy at one point, and there's a whole episode about Nandor. I don't want to give too much away
It's
because you
alright.
haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
that's all right.
Okay, so Nandor basically reverts back to being a warrior in his head. Like he's like
Okay, yeah.
he's trying to cope with sort of something that's happened with Guillermo,
Yeah.
and he ends up. Everyone thinks he's gone mad that he's put together this army and stuff like that to take on this
A thing.
thing, and the others go like, "Oh well, the only way to get him out of this being crazy is for us to play along, so that he thinks that we're part of this, and then he realizes he's being an idiot." So obviously, Laszlo and Nadia are playing along, going like, "This is ridiculous. What are we doing?" Colin Robinson goes, what's happened is that he's drawing on his time of being a warrior back in ancient times, as well as all the war movies he's watched over the years, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And he just goes full on. I'm part of this army, no matter how crazy he is. I'm part of it, and I love it. I swear, he's a fantastic. Everyone's fantastic. There's no weak point.
Nadia is she's so good. Like as a comic, the only problem is that essentially now anytime I see her in something else, she's essentially playing Nadia, which is which is obviously what's being asked of her.
Yeah,
Um,
but
yeah,
what's funny though is like if you look at all of the cast, right? Let's be honest, Matt Berry is being Matt Berry, but a vampire.
he's being Toast of London as a vampire. Yeah,
Yeah, not. I'm still waiting for the episode where Nandor says rubber dinghy rapids. Like
yeah.
like he is, that, but it works. Like that. It's not that they're being typecast, is that they've been well cast.
Yeah.
Like they've been so well cast to be those characters. And it's just a phenomenal show, and I'm going to be really gutted when I get to the last episode, and then I'll just restart it because it's so funny.
It's so watchable. It's so
oh, but then it's not just them. It's not just those 4 characters or 5 characters, so the vampires, Guillermo. It's also it's the Baron. It's
Baron. Doug
oh,
Jones. Doug Jones getting to
oh.
really let rip his comedy chops.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's played 2 of my favorite TV characters now of the last 10 years. Like him and Saru. Yeah.
The Baron, yeah.
And the Baron is just brilliant. The Sire, like the original
Oh, the
vampire.
Sire, when they bring him in and then it's like him and the Baron like just shacked up together. It's just
So
it's
funny.
amazing.
It's so funny. There's got the werewolves as well. There's just this whole thing, and in the Nadia doll,
Nadia Doll, fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
there's just
Hilarious.
so much I love about this show. And yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it because it's so good. It's
The
perfect.
neighbors are great as well. Like the
Yep.
neighbors are really funny and
Oh, the Atlantic City episode, just
yes. Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah. It's so well thought out. And there are wonderful little moments as well where you can see that they've clearly improvised a line
yeah,
and you can see some of them not
struggling. Yeah, they're
not
struggling.
holding it together.
The whole nightclub season. Colin Robinson becoming like the child act
Oh yes,
was.
yes, yeah.
Oh my god, I just couldn't. It was just.
Creepy effect on him being a child Colin Robinson, and the
But it
fact
was.
that they always called him the child that crawled out of the corpse that was our friend Colin Robinson.
Yeah. Brilliant show. Brilliant
Yeah,
show. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's phenomenal.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's very good.
What's next in yours?
Um, I'm going to talk about something that was actually quite painful for me. I was defeated in real life by a boss in a video game.
Go on.
Not just in the game, it just made me not want to play the rest of it anymore. Uh, it's just it's the final boss of a game. I've been playing RoboCop, and I got and it got to this wonderful point where it's like, is this the end? Because it feels like I'm just playing an epilogue now. Like I'm talking to all these characters, and then you get this thing going like, oh, actually, you need to go and sort this thing out. Something's going down at OCP, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to
Oh,
OCP.
okay, okay.
I'm gonna go. Let's do this. Are you gonna play the game? Do you care about a spoiler?
I no, I don't mind about spoilers. I'm okay.
So do you know the old man from the original RoboCop? The old man, the
Right.
one that says, the one that whose life RoboCop saves at the very end, and he says,
Oh yeah,
"That's
yeah,
nice
yeah.
shooting, son. What's your name?" And he plays him like a sort of bit of a role in this in the game where
Mm.
he's dying, and then at one point he just dies, and it's in the news and all of that, and then you find out that they have been doing this research into trying to make cyborgs a sellable thing for
Right.
the afterlife. Because if RoboCop can exist, then anyone else can live after death, which is a really
Okay.
cool concept for a RoboCop story. It's a really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
concept.
Yeah, no, that is a very cool concept. Yeah.
But at the end, it turns out that the old man has put his brain into the Kane robot from RoboCop 2. So the final boss is Kane, but with the old man in control.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And I struggled. Like I got about 25% of his health off, and I just was getting obliterated every single time, never getting any better. There's no patterns really to learn.
Mm.
You're RoboCop, so you can't run, you can't jump. For some reason, you can't squat and hide. You can't do any of that. Like RoboCop has knees, okay? He can squat. Like he can crouch. But no, 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 that's not what. And then I find out because eventually, after you do this a few times, you go, right, well, I'm going to see if there's any hints or tips that I'm missing. And it's like, oh yeah, well, what you need is like this upgrade from this level. And then yeah, I killed him in like 30 seconds. And I'm like, I didn't get that upgrade.
Oh, okay.
I
Yep.
didn't get that upgrade. So I feel like I'm just defeated from the game. I'll just have to watch the ending on YouTube. It's that's
Oh,
you
bless.
know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
No, I
was
get it.
streaming it, and I'm not gonna stream the whole thing again, and to be honest, it's a 17-hour playthrough. I can't
Mm.
be bothered to play that all again just to get the one upgrade.
You know, it's
I'm not doing it.
oh,
Rick, you can't
we're
make me. I'm not gonna do it.
we're in our 40s now, isn't it? It's like, if I don't do it the first time, I'm not gonna get it
I
again.
just wanna play the next game.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I've not got a lot of time left.
like
Just give me my games.
and it's a shame because despite some of the repetitiveness of the game, like the last level, I was getting a bit like,
Mm,
I
mm.
was like, I started off going like, this is really fun. This is really fun. And then about 10 minutes later, I'm going, I'm bored now.
Yeah.
I'm bored now because I'm just fighting endless bad guys. I'm just fighting. They're just throwing every bad guy, and I'm doing fine, but I'm bored now because
Oh,
there's only so
bless.
many times I can watch a head explode.
Yeah,
And I didn't
100%.
think that would ever happen, Rick. I didn't think I'd ever be bored by a skull exploding in front of my face.
It
But this game
happens,
did
dude.
that to me. It took that from me. It took
Yeah.
that joy
Yep.
from me.
Yeah. Bless you, dude. Bless you. It's okay. It's okay. You can be sad. You're allowed to be sad.
So yeah, that's my next Fantastic Five. Nothing more to add. What about you? What's next for you?
Just something I'm excited about. Someone shared this with me on my Discord, and it just made me exceedingly happy. Um, there is a new Jurassic World. You know how much I love this game.
Yeah, yeah,
Jurassic World
Evolution. Yeah,
Evolution.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's like it's
I never played
exactly
the
what.
second one. The first one was fun, but I never really
Yeah,
completed it. And then the second one I never got into. But what's the
yeah.
third one going to be about? Because the third one was so intrinsically linked to Dominion.
The second one, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what's the third? I don't know, but like it's been announced that there's going to be a third Jurassic World Evolution game, and it's coming out the day after my birthday. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm very, very excited about it. I just love it. I think I love I remember discovering the first one because it was on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
And I was like, on Games Pass, and I was like, okay, cool, let's try this out. And it was like, oh my God, this is the Jurassic Park game I've been wanting my entire life. Like, yeah, there was, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, I think it was called like Genesis, like Jurassic Park Genesis or something like that. It was a
On the
park
phone.
building game. Hmm?
Wasn't that the one that was on the phone? There was a Jurassic Park one
No,
on the phone, wasn't there?
I can't remember the exact name of it, but basically it was on PS2 and stuff like that, and it was a
Oh,
park building game, but it was extremely limited. It was like because it was like obviously PS2 graphics and power, so it was like you can only build 70 fence pieces. So it's like right, okay, so you had to be like really creative, but then it's like oh, but you could only have like a maximum of four dinosaur species of dinosaurs. So it was like ah, this is what I wanted. So Jurassic World Evolution comes along and it's like you can build the park of your dreams, and there's like the only limit is money,
and the
and
weather.
you and the weather, and it's like it was perfect, and like obviously there's a sandbox mode now in the in two where you can literally just build to your heart's content, which I play a lot of. I just like play around, um, and but even like they've done really well to create sort of scenarios and chaos theory and story modes that actually work in that type of game, and it's
Mm.
actually keeps it interesting. So the fact that there's going to be a third one and there's some cool things that they are introducing. So for example, I think they've leaned into heavily to the idea of like dinosaurs. So at the end of the last trilogy, basically dinosaurs live with us now, like they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
amongst. So, they one of the things that they've advertised is now dinosaurs can have offspring. So dinosaurs can have young, and it's like that is a cool idea. Like so you're not just like engineering the dinosaurs. Now you can have dinosaurs, and you're gonna
Reading
have
them.
you're breeding them, so you're gonna have to have population control stuff and everything like that. So I'm just like, this is gonna be cool. Like
Vegans are gonna hate this game.
yeah, yeah, but I am looking forward to a T-Rex steak. So it's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to it. The first two games did not disappoint, so I know the third game's gonna be good as well. It's I mean it's the same people who make Planet Zoo, so yeah,
I'll take your word for it. Yeah,
that's
sure.
a good game. So there we go. That's it. I'm excited.
Cool.
That's why I'm wearing this specific T-shirt. It was just to talk
Very
about
good.
that.
Very good. Very good.
Also,
Um,
actually, hang on a second. I'm gonna show something.
oh, he's excited. Look at him. Bless him.
I got sent this, which is for
Oh,
I don't know if anyone. It's obviously not great for the people who are listening to the podcast, but visual ones. It is a water bottle for Jurassic World Evolution 2. This was sent out to like influencers for when they were sort of releasing the game last time. I was not one of them. I got this because it was left over.
fair. Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm so excited about this game. Like very excited.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
There you go.
Nice. This isn't part of my Fantastic Five, but if we're going to talk t-shirts, I got this t-shirt because I finally saw Joe Satriani and Steve Vai play,
Nice, nice.
and it was very good. This is a top t-shirt for me now. Anyways, I guess this is the last one of the five.
Mm.
So I um I chose because I thought I liked it in the cinema. I'm going to watch Captain America: Brave New World. It's not as good the second time round.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
didn't
that's
enjoy it as much.
disappointing to hear.
Didn't enjoy it as much. It's a l- it's a quick film. It feels like a lot has been edited out. Very quick. Um, I like I love the scene with Bucky. I do love that
Mm.
scene. It's a good little scene. That camaraderie between him and New Falcon is solid. Um, Harrison Ford, he's trying his best. He's trying his best. I feel he shouldn't play lead characters anymore.
Right.
And I don't want to appear ageist. He's just too old for it. He's not an action hero anymore. He's old. I know that that's sort of the concept of the character. He shakes and all of that, but I've seen his interviews. He's like that in real life.
Yeah, he's
Old.
yeah.
And that's not a criticism of his age.
No, that's just how time works.
Yeah. I just and also, and again, not his fault, not anyone's fault. It's William Hurt's fault. He died. Like but William Hurt, like, he was that character for I think more than 10 movies. Like, no, not more
Well,
than 10.
yeah, Incredible Hulk, and then
So Incredible Hulk, Civil War, Infinity War. He does make a brief appearance in Endgame. He makes an appearance in Black Widow. So he's been in a lot of films as that character, 5 films at least. So to then unfortunately have to recast him. So all of the ties that you feel like, yeah, you've got the guy playing Samuel Stearns and you've got Liv Tyler coming back. It doesn't hit the same because it's a different actor. So the reunion between father and daughter, it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
I still think that reunion should have happened at the Cherry Blossoms.
Kind of. I know exactly what you mean. But how would they know to get hold of her unless Sam goes, "I've got an idea. You got to listen to me," or something like that. But it was in the middle of the battle and everything, and that
Yeah,
whole
true.
final battle is kind of it's fine, but it does just end quite quickly. And they throw off all this thing of like he's so hot and red that he sets things on fire, like his clothes burn off and all of that. And there's at one point, it's actually a really nice touch where one of the cherry blossom petals lands on his shoulder and fizzes away. But they didn't make much more of that. That he's
Right.
generally like hotter Hulk. Like there's just so much of it that I'm just like, Giancarlo Esposito, he's such a nothing character. It could have been any actor playing that part. It didn't need to be him.
Oh man, I was gonna rewatch it, and now I don't know if I want to because I enjoyed it in the cinema.
I enjoyed it in the cinema, and I'm not saying I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I just felt more critical of it
Right.
and thought
Okay.
this isn't as good as it could be.
Is this because Thunderbolts was actually good?
Thunderbolts was fantastic. So yeah. I think there's a little bit of that. It's just like now like it's like, oh, this is what a good MCU movie is.
Yeah, because it is actually really good.
It's
Thunderbolts.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I hope I enjoy it the second time around.
Me too. Me too.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's my 5. That's our 5.
Okay, good. There we go. That's the end of the Fantastic
Sorry to
Five.
end it on such a negative.
When your brain is in a twist, cause you've got to make a list of the best things of all time, or the worst things we can find. It's a fair and fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic 5.
Not so fantastic 5.
That's oh my god. That's the end of the main part
That's the end
of
of the recording. Yes.
the record. Well, I say recording. Yeah, it is the end of the recording of the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. The editing's going to be fun on this one.
I've had loads of fun tonight. So.
I'm actually going to have to edit this one because there's a big chunk in the middle, or
You say, yeah, I know what you mean. It is still editing, but it is really silence and
gone. Yeah, this is very true. If I hadn't said anything, no one would know, but now they know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, like, we actually record this every other week on YouTube. I say every other week. It's been a month. As often as we can. So, if you enjoyed this podcast, first of all, subscribe to if you're on YouTube, subscribe. That'd be amazing. The bell, the like, all of that type of stuff. And if you're listening to the podcast, because I promise I will upload this episode and the last one that I should have uploaded a month ago, I'll upload them together. If you're listening on them, whatever platform you're using, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anything like that, make sure you subscribe on there as well. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts because that helps. 5 stars, you know.
Comment on the YouTube as well.
Yeah, leave a comment. Comments help. Engagement helps. It does. It does. Sharing helps as well. But yeah, thank you very much. And we're with, is it Twitch as always?
I'm mainly on Twitch these days. I have other accounts, but I barely use them. So it's Twitch, Matt Blair UK. That's the thing to do. And Rick, I have an apology to make because I checked on your little break. This is 1:38. This is 1:38.
This is where I now need to have like quick button press on my stream deck. Things like Raymond Holt shouting "Vindication."
Yes. That's fine. No, this is the last one. There is 1:36, and you haven't uploaded 1:37, so this is 1:38. So.
This is 1:38. Okay, excellent. There we go. So 1:38. But thank you very much for listening, folks. If you are watching on YouTube, which you are, for those who are watching right now, we're gonna stop the recording and we're just gonna stick around and have a wee chat. So if you, in the future, for those who are listening, if you ever want to get involved, come join the live when we're recording this on YouTube, and you can join the chat. And we've got some questions out there from some of the some of the viewers, so we're going to go through them. We do. So
we're going to talk about them with them. We're not going to talk about it with you, the mere podcast listener, the podcast peasant.
I appreciate you. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye.
See you, everyone. Love you. Bye.
And we're out. That's it. Then that's where I'll stop it. Just with you shouting abuse at anyone who's not.
Are you really a fan if you're not watching us live?
Well, you know, any requests for music?
As long as it doesn't have that woman softly moaning in my ear like she was at the beginning of the.
I'm looking at moods. Should we go for a mood? I've got dreamy. Shall we go for dreamy? What's dreamy like? Let's have a listen.
If only I could find a way.
I don't want vocals.
The word you are looking for is instrumentals.
Yes. Yes. Okay. This'll do. We'll listen to this. We'll have this on. This was fun.
That was very fun.
I'm sorry it's been a month. Like it's been like as I was saying. So for everyone out there, before we started, I was telling Matt like it's just been insane. Like I had my wee boy's birthday last week, so that was like a little one's birthday lasts a week because you like, especially because his birthday was on the Tuesday, which meant he had to have his party on the Saturday, which was just like, so that just took up an entire week trying to get that sorted out. But it was cool because on the Tuesday we took him out of nursery and we went to the zoo, and that was like I mean, you gotta love a zoo, right? You gotta
and it's
love
been nice weather. I don't know what it's been like up there. But
it's been pretty nice up here actually. But put it this way, I'm glad that 4 years ago I bought an aircon unit. That's the weather. So yeah. So no, and then it's just coincided as well with like a month of like illnesses in the household. You know, you have kids, you get ill.
You had injuries.
And injuries as well, yeah. So it has been a month, but it is nice to be back.
Yeah, no, it is. And also there's another thing that we should say, that we do make a call sometimes, dear listeners. We do make a call sometimes that if we just don't have anything worth talking about, we're not going to do a podcast for the sake of doing it. If there's been nothing to watch, or we've not been able to watch it, like, it's just no point. Like, the music is just very loud in my ears.
Is that better for you?
Yeah, that's a lot better, thank you. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, and it's not to say that we don't want to talk to each other. It's just that we like doing this podcast when we've got something to talk about. When we're just sort of rambling aimlessly, we don't make a point about anything.
So I'm going to throw this out there. I quite enjoyed talking about those two news stories, and we've never really done that.
Well, I think we can do that again as long as we don't. If there's something worth talking about,
Yes.
let's not look for it.
No, absolutely. So like, and I think like the Spider-Man was a really good sort of timing, and the Star Trek one, especially for us, is like a one that I definitely want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So I don't see why we can't do that again. Like that might be one, like, because we are a bit of a hard time right now where there's not a lot on. Rick and Morty. We haven't talked about Rick and Morty.
I haven't watched it.
So there you go.
There's like several seasons now. I think I haven't watched. I basically haven't watched it since Roiland got fired.
Yeah, fair.
And that's not like an anti it, because I know they recast it and everything, but I just sort of fell out of interest.
No, that's fair. It's one. The last season's all right, but it does feel now like it's not doing anything new.
Yeah.
Like,
what's that?
Yeah, actually, it just feels like it's treading water.
Yeah. Well, that was always going to happen unless they had like an idea for an actual ending. Like, but the joke was, 99 seasons or whatever, 100 years.
Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. So no, it's interesting, but that's the point. Like, I think sometimes it's hard to get to the cinema. Sometimes just with life, and sometimes it's just nothing on TV. Like,
we promised to watch The Karate Kid and we didn't.
we have not watched it. And I think we were fortunate that Murderbot came along and it's actually proved to be very watchable.
Worth talking about, yeah.
Yeah. I do think people should watch it. I think it's worth a watch. I really, really do recommend it.
Just you do want to hit skip intro. It's
yes.
Oh my God.
Well, watch the intro once and then
and that's enough. But annoyingly, it kind of seems to give away the story.
A little bit. Okay, there was some stuff in
There's
the
some
chat.
questions. So
do we do it?
let's say hello to everyone because we have a thesis. We should say hello.
Hello, Ephesus.
Hello,
Alan Oakes. Yeah, hello.
Sam Ross.
And Sam
Hello.
Ross. Sam Ross. I told you I've met Sam Ross now in real life, haven't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
That was awesome. So, Ephesus, evening, gentlemen. Skeleton Crew is a really good example of David Filoni's Star Wars is a series of stories told around different campfires by different people theory.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think the future of Star Wars has to be that, and I think they need to stop trying to have everything linked together.
Well, wasn't it the original trilogy was as told by R2D2?
Well, yeah, there's a fan theory thing, isn't it? Like,
it's as told by R2D2, or at least maybe the prequels are as told by R2D2. I'm not entirely sure. It's one of that. Rogue One as told by K2.
Honestly, so good. K2SO, like, so good. Brilliant in Andor. But I think okay, I know Andor feeds into Rogue One, which feeds into A New Hope, but it still feels like a self-contained thing. It doesn't feel like it's.
Well, no, it's an ending. Like the way Andor ends, it's an ending.
Yeah, this is true. Like, it can't. Yeah, we know it finishes.
You don't need to watch Rogue One.
No,
but it's an ending.
True.
Yeah.
And you can watch Rogue One and then kind of just stop there as well. Like, there's stop-off points there, and but I just feel like Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, those shows were just like too much homework.
It's a little bit of pandering as well. Like Ahsoka, it's a good series, but with the introduction of the Anakin thing and all of that, it feels like pandering.
Yeah, well, it was Rebels. That was the last season of Rebels. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it was Rebels season 5.
Yeah,
that's really what it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. As I say, I enjoyed it, but yeah, I wonder if I'll enjoy it on a rewatch because I haven't rewatched it.
What, Rebels?
Yeah, no, Ahsoka.
Oh, I mean, I very rarely rewatch a whole TV series. Saying that, We have just restarted Ted Lasso. So
Oh, I'm on my. I've done it 4 times. I've watched that 4 times. Because there's certain shows that they're that good. They're that good. Like and comedies are easy. I find like sitcoms. I'm gonna rewatch a sitcom.
yeah, no, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I've watched in
Yeah.
full many
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Modern
yeah.
Family, I've watched many times.
Exactly. Parks and Rec, Community,
Yeah.
all these
Should
ones.
watch Parks and Rec actually. I only watched.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is phenomenal.
Again, yeah, it's very good.
So yeah, no, I agree. I think so going back to sort of Skeleton Crew, I think like they need to do more stuff like that in Star Wars, where it's like self-contained stories within the Star. Because I mean, as the point I made, there's trillions of lives. There's
Yeah.
so many different star systems that haven't been explored yet. There's species that we haven't met yet. There's so much possibility, yet somehow we always have to come back to the Skywalkers, and it's like,
I want a Mon Calamari sitcom,
oh my god,
and it could
Yes.
be called It's a Trap. That's the name of the sitcom.
yes. It's a trap, and it's about a young couple getting married. And...
It's a blaster wedding. That's it.
I love it. That's it. I love it. So yeah, there's so much possibility, and it's like, it's a shame. Okay, Alan, I hope you're both well. We're good. Are there any other periods of time in Star Trek that can be done that won't be too jarring against the existing canon from production aesthetic, e.g. a show set in the aftermath of the Dominion War?
Now, there's a caveat to this as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
later on, he says, with a bit more context, it means in the way that Discovery and Strange New Worlds are way more technologically advanced compared to original series. Listen, I would always say ignore that. Like, the original series was limited by its time. Like, I think it's not good to get in that mindset of, but it looks like it's made out of cardboard. Yes, it was made in the 60s. They didn't have the technology. If they had the technology, it would have looked like Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
So I would try and just suspend your disbelief just that tiny bit. Don't get too hooked on that. And if you do, don't worry about it. You're not going to be criticized for it. I'm just saying, for your own enjoyment, don't worry about it.
I think there's I think it's a really, really good point. I think there's like a issue with the issue of Star Trek versus Star Wars. Star Wars is set in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. So, you know,
Middle Earth in space.
yeah. So like when they were doing like the prequels, don't look like, yes, the originals do look a bit dated, but when they made the sequels, they were like, okay, we need to make sure the tech doesn't look too far advanced because it's only based 30 years later or 40 years later.
Yeah.
And like the prequels, they were like, right, we need to make it look, you know, this, but it can't look more advanced. So there was an effort to try and make sure it looked a certain way. There's also the argument that the original series, the original movies are based on the rebellion, so you're seeing like scraps, you know, you're seeing like, which is quite a good way of thinking it. Whereas Star Trek is based on what we know and what we could do. So the problem is, and especially with like, so with the technology side of things, we now can do things that exist in the Star Trek universe. So, for example, wireless communication over great distances. Yes, okay, it's not the same as subspace communication, but it's like I can phone someone who's standing in the middle of Australia on a mobile phone from here, like, and that's insane. Like, to think that you could do that, like, whereas back in the 60s that was unthinkable because it was landlines. It's handheld computers, tricorders and stuff like that.
The thing that I always find amusing is things on Voyager is that Janeway would have a pile of pads.
Yeah, well, it's the same in all of them, isn't it? Like, yeah.
And you just need one. That's it. We just need one tablet, and that's it. You don't need multiple pads.
So the point is, it's like they have to change the aesthetics because we have evolved beyond certain parts of Star Trek. I mean, technology-wise, we've evolved past certain things, you know, or we're well ahead of where we would be in the development of these certain technologies as well. Like I'd make an argument. I mean, I've made the argument on if you go through my videos, I did one sort of five bits of technology we have now, and I make the argument that we've got 3D printers that's like what that is the first step towards replicators. Like, it's slower. Yeah, it's not quite the same. It's not just it's creating a matter, but it is taking raw ingredients and raw materials and printing whatever you want from them. Like saying,
what they don't tell you though is with these 3D printers is that you should keep it away from Neelix's cheese.
yes, yeah, this is the big problem with it. This is the big problem. The point I'm trying to make is that we're already on the steps to having these types of things. So, and they don't have replicators in the original series, but if we're at a stage where we're actually going to, if you look at the trajectory of technology, we are probably going to have replicators before we reach that time of the original series. So they have to have, like, the technology has to be reflective of what we have now.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Also, we're in real life, we're hitting World War III now. In Star Trek, they had that in the 90s. So,
Yeah. Well, I quite like that episode of Strange New Worlds where it kind of retconned it a wee bit.
yeah.
So like, and that kind of worked. And that's the thing as well. So like, you kind of had to trust writers and trust them to go like, this is, we'll explain it away somehow. You know what I mean? Like
Flow of time. It's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always
saying that. I mean, I would like us to sort of other periods of times of Star Trek. I mean, like we've now gone to the far, far, far future with Discovery.
Yeah.
So for me, there's the only time periods I would like us to see are the lost period between the end of the original series, the 80 years between the Enterprise A and the Enterprise D. I'd love to sort of maybe see something there, and something away from the Enterprise would be cool as well. Like,
yeah, I mean, they tried to do that though with Section 31.
yeah, but I want like a Star Trek thing. Like, I don't want like
What,
I don't want-
Starfleet? You want Starfleet? Prime Directive, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wish we could have had an Excelsior show, but I mean, get John Cho in. Get John Cho.
Yeah, we could do it. I just looking because the specific time period that Alan mentioned as well was like, e.g., a show set in the aftermath of the Dominion War. We've had it. Lower Decks.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had it. And also, and I do think Picard Series 3 did a really good job of tying up the aftermath of the Dominion War as well. That essentially the founders teamed up with the Borg and tried to overtake Starfleet. Nearly won, but the Enterprise D came and saved it all. And that's so we got that. But yeah, Lower Decks is set after Nemesis. It's after all of that. It's after the Dominion War. It's after. So I think that time period is kind of done now. So what they're doing with Starfleet Academy, which is the 900 years in the future, and that's even 900 years from that future. So it's about 1,000 years from your future.
And Robert Picardo is in it as the Doctor.
As the Doctor, yeah. So they still kept his disc on file.
Yeah.
So,
but I would have loved it. I think there was I remember there was a lot of chatter like, which Doctor is he going to be? Is he going to be the original one, or is he going to be the one that's making his way back from the episode Living Witness, that was still in the Delta Quadrant hundreds of years? And thing is, they confirmed it's the original Doctor. I'm pretty sure they confirmed that. But that would have been really cool to see the Living Witness Doctor sort of come back. I mean, that's still possible though now as well, because they could have an episode where the Living Witness Doctor comes back and meets the Doctor. I don't know what purpose that would serve as a story, but that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I think. Do you reckon they'll bring back Agent Daniels?
You mean Kovic?
Well,
yeah. I don't think it's maybe. I mean, like, I guess if they do an episode on like Shadow Ops and because it's Starfleet Academy, what I mean, I think they might be doing something. I know they have said like there's some characters will return from Discovery to guest star.
Tilly for sure, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's in it. Yeah.
Tilly's, well, yeah, but they've said other ones will return as well for like
Oded
guest.
Fair is probably going to be in it again as well.
But I would like them to sort of move away from Discovery a little bit and let's go do something new. You know what I mean? Like Yeah, in the same way that like Deep Space Nine had some crossover with Next Generation. Like they had a couple while Next Generation was still on. There was a couple of crossover episodes, but nothing major.
It was more
But
Next Generation had the crossover. Like the only DS9 crossover was the pilot.
yeah,
And the rest of it was there was an episode of Next Gen which had Bashir in it, but that was it.
and then they kind of just got left to do their own thing. Likewise with Voyager as well. It was like it's. I mean, actually, no. Voyager then got crossover heavy towards the end, like the last couple of seasons where the Pathfinder
and everything like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even still, like I'd like to see them sort of move on, and just do something different. I don't think we need more crossover.
I mean, part of me, I wouldn't mind another. Well, I mean, I guess that's sort of what Discovery is, but another sort of more post Archer era. I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
that, like having an Admiral Archer and something like that. I might not mind that. I mean, what I would, do you know what I really want? Do you know what I really want?
what?
More fucking Lower Decks.
Yeah, that really.
That's what I want. I want Lower Decks.
That was a.
I'd like live action Lower Decks. I'd like Beckett Mariner. I'd like what's his name? Not Dennis Quaid, the son.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome doing like now they're like, one of them ended up being captain and one of them's first officer. And they're doing another thing, but live action. I mean, Jack Quaid is too busy now. Tawny Newsome, I'm sure, would be well up for that.
Well, I mean, she's
Or just
watching.
the Beckett Mariner show. It doesn't have to have Jack Quaid.
Well, Tawny Newsome's working on the live action comedy for Star Trek.
Oh, she is. Oh, okay, good.
So,
Good.
yeah. Well, I don't think she's going to be doing the same character, but it'll be like. But and like, I like that there's. So this is the thing. This is something I do like. Like, yeah, Lower Decks, I love. And I love Prodigy as well.
I never watched it. I should probably watch it.
It's great. It's really great. Like especially season 2. Like really, really great show. And so I like those two. And it's like I love that there's a bit more fun in Star Trek where they're going like, all right, it's not just having to be a show on a ship anymore. We can have a cartoon on a ship. We can have a kids show. And Starfleet Academy is supposed to be more young adult aim. Target audience, so probably they might not say that. Paul Giamatti's in it though. He looks like he's having a lot of fun. But like, so I like that they are creating things that are different and like having a live action comedy. Tawny Newsome, who's obviously coming from Lower Decks and already has proven that she's funny. She is really funny, but B, understands Star Trek because she's a Trekkie as well, and makes it a lot of. I'm looking forward to it, but I would love to see a proper. That's why I'm so gutted about Strange New Worlds.
New Worlds, but also like not Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I want a follow up to Strange New Worlds. I want the golden era Trek was the 90s of Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager.
But the thing is, like, what can you do though? Because like,
we've done a ship, we've done a space station,
we've done the ship, done the space station, we've done the Secret Service, the Black Ops, and I guess with Prodigy, not that I've fully watched it, but we've also done characters that aren't in like any kind of Starfleet or anything like that. That's like Goonies in Star Trek from what I've seen. So we've done it all. What else is there to do? And that's the thing that I think maybe separates the Star Wars element, is because like with Star Wars you've always got the scene of war. You don't always have that in Star Trek, so you don't have a driving part of the story. Like there's unless we do what was it like for the Dominion War for these people?
No,
Depressing show. It would be
that's fair.
Depressing show. You'd have to have some sort of catalyst for this show to exist. Like the lower decks thing was the whole thing with lower decks was what about the other ships that aren't the Galaxy class ships?
Yeah, yeah.
And we've now done that. So it's like, well, let's do another class of ship. What other classes of ship could we do? There's the Intrepid class. There's the
Do you know what I
California
think?
class. There's the. It's
Do you know what would be cool?
What?
I'd like to see Federation. Okay,
yeah.
hear me out. It's the
Political
West.
drama.
It's the West Wing, but
Yeah.
in the Federation.
Fucking why not?
That'd be like President of Earth, like President of the Federation, whatever. Like, and just following like them dealing with why do they send Starfleet to do what they do? You know, having to make those decisions. You know, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
You know what would be cool?
Go on.
Like a cop drama, like actual like
Mm.
people that have to solve a murder and they have to go like planet to planet just to try and or no, not doesn't have to be a murder, but like a cop show, but a cop
Well,
show in space.
we've established that Starfleet is like the sort of the peacekeeping and the exploration arm of.
They're the military. I'm talking about the police.
Yeah, no, but we've seen like on Earth there are separate sort of peace, you know, like the
Yeah.
police. There are, so yeah, it could work.
Doesn't have to
And,
be.
then and you've got the Rangers, the Federal Rangers, that 7 of 9 was part of. Like, so there are.
You could have a story of a human being the first human to join this a Vulcan police force or
Mm.
something like that, or a Klingon, not doesn't have Andorian or whatever, or just
Yeah.
have an Andorian. Like a fish out of water story is always the best place to start with something.
This is true. This is true. Do you know what I want to see? More of the Tellarites as well. You haven't
Yeah.
seen enough Tellarites.
Yeah.
Haven't seen enough Tellarites. But yeah, that would work. There you go. Hopefully that answered your question there, Alan.
There we go. There
Okay.
We go. Alan has also put, I gave up on RoboCop when you got to fight a warehouse full of never-ending robots. They do end.
Is that not just I've Robot?
It is a little bit like that, actually. Yes, they're very similar looking as well. but it does end. It does end. I was very fortunate. I managed to bottleneck it, and I was like in a corridor and was able to just hide in the corridor, and just take them out from a distance. So that's my tip for you there, Alan. That's my tip. That's
Amazing.
Cop Show in Space. They did that with Space Precinct. Oh, we've also got Ed. Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Ed messaged me on Discord. Apparently, he's put a circle around my show in the Fringe brochure.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I'm doing for those listening, I'm doing Star Trek versus Star Wars as always, and I'm doing Marvel versus DC. Star Trek versus Star Wars. I'm starting to book the acts this week, and I am excited by.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm very excited by some of the names who have expressed interest. I just need to confirm them in. So Sean from Trek Culture is coming in to do. It's coming to do one of them. as
Irish
well.
guy.
Yeah, the Irish guy. Yeah,
The Irish guy. Yeah.
yeah. He's coming to do. He's gonna come and do a spot, which is very cool.
That's
It's
awesome.
really awesome.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I need to confirm, but someone, I'm not going to say who, because I want him to confirm, but someone from the Doctor Who universe is wanting to come and represent Star Trek.
Oh,
So-
Billy Piper. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. It was Billy Piper, but I'm going to be very much
David
more.
Tennant is doing Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Yes, and he's
No.
representing Stargate. So I am definitely going to be, this time, I'm putting a lot more sort of work into sort of getting the best guests I possibly can to this one for this year. So I will announce guests lineups before the Fringe, so you can keep an eye on that as well. So if you're coming to Edinburgh Fringe, Star Trek versus Star Wars, that's my adult show. And if you've got kids, Marvel versus DC, which is stupid fun. I got a 4-star review from 3 weeks last year. I wasn't even looking for reviews. I was just like, can I do a kids show was the question, and the answer was yes, I can do a good kids show, because 3 weeks came in and gave me a 4-star review. Now, you'll appreciate this as well. The other review, I got another review in. It was 3 stars, but it was from the Scotsman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
From Copstick.
not Copstick. It
Oh.
wasn't Copstick. Yeah. I mean, that would have been like, yeah, amazing. But it's 3 stars from the Scotsman at the Edinburgh Fringe is like 4 stars essentially. Like they are very.
It reads like a 4.
It reads like a 4, and it was like it does read very well. They're not well enough to get any pull quotes from, which is really annoying. So, but it still reads very, very well. It still reads good. So the kids show I'm particularly proud of because it's not the same as the adult show. It's not the same as Star Trek versus Star Wars. It's different, much more interactive, and I have 17 Nerf guns.
Blew
Yeah.
out the budget. Although saying that, Rick, you're in the comfortable position that most other fringe performers, like, you already live there.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay the extra £2,000 to £3,000 accommodation on top.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so lucky. I just pay my mortgage. And I get to stay. I keep the house for the rest of the year as well.
Yeah. Do you know what's also a very silly thing? Do you know where I'm going to be doing some work next year
Go on.
for a weekend?
Go on.
Fucking Birmingham.
Ah!
I'll be working the Birmingham Guitar Show next year. So.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
So-
I miss Birmingham. I do. I had a good life there. It was fun. But
you did. I got to see it.
you did. That was fun.
Yeah.
I
I got you drunk on Australian port.
It was so random.
You fell asleep in front of the TV. I
It
was
was
just
so.
sat there like, well,
I just first child. But I am grateful to live in Edinburgh again. I love Birmingham. Birmingham will forever have a soft spot in my heart. But Edinburgh is Edinburgh. You know, it's Edinburgh.
I've only been to Edinburgh like twice, I think, non-fringe times,
Yeah.
and it's a lovely place. It's a lovely, lovely place.
I also realize that next time I come down to London, I should warn you probably not on the day.
Yes, that would be helpful. Thank you. It's like, I'm in London. I'm tough. It's like- I think I was in Brighton, maybe. I can't remember.
No, you were moving. That was it.
Oh, I
You
was in
were-
the middle of moving. Oh,
Yeah. You were moving, and it did not sound like it was going well.
it was not.
So,
It was not.
yeah. So next time I come to London, I will make sure I give you more than like minus 24 hours.
Yeah,
notice.
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Was that all the questions in the
I
chat?
think that is Samros DS9 had the Tribbles crossover, right? Yes, they did. That was correct.
No longer my favorite crossover.
No, it's the Lower Decks one, right?
Oh yeah. Riker.
Riker.
Okay.
Tony Newsom's just like, I know that we're all meant to be super serious and everything right now, but I was totally unprepared for how hot Spock is. I just the delivery of that. It's because she's doing it all quiet. She's just like, I know, it's super serious. Totally unprepared.
it just worked so well. It was so perfect. Like
And then the musical episode came afterwards, which I loved that musical episode.
I wish we'd had Klingon opera, but I'm happy with Klingon K-pop.
It was funny, man. It was funny.
Samros, you were in my neck of the woods and you didn't come see. I did not. I was at a work thing, Samros. It was like literally like I was down for like literally the day. I literally flew down in the morning, did this work thing, and then flew and then got a flight at stupid o'clock in the morning the next day. Like I was literally, yeah.
Alan, yeah, we'll get a pint in Birmingham. Yeah, sure.
Where are you gonna go for a pint in Birmingham?
Where do you recommend? it's like, I guess it's wherever's near the NEC or whatever hotel I'm going to stay in.
Oh no, NEC. No, it's a Spoons and that's it.
It's cheap.
Yep, it is cheap, but it's still a Spoons. I don't know actually. Yeah, train into Birmingham from the NEC. It's not that much.
Mrs. C. She's more Birmingham based, isn't she?
Guitar shows in Solihull. Oh, Solihull. Then there you go. That's fine. There's more options in Solihull.
Oh, is it? Okay, Soho. Okay, oh, that's fine.
Solihull's nicer than NEC.
At one point, I because where I was working before where I am now, when I was working in the wine place, they had a place in Solihull, and I thought, oh, what if I just moved there? It would be.
I think I remember you talking about this with me.
Yeah, I was like, it would be so much cheaper, and
yeah,
and then they closed it. So I was like, well, that's not happening.
The funny thing is like Solihull's not the cheapest part of Birmingham either.
No, but I'm sure it's cheaper than London.
But cheaper than London, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Cheaper than London. It was
like cheaper than
£8.25 for a pint the other night.
To be fair, you're paying that in Edinburgh now, outside of the Fringe.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
£8.25.
Jesus.
Like
That
that is 4 times more expensive than when I started drinking.
Oh my God. I remember in Edinburgh, and I'm sure obviously there's other places. There's not an Edinburgh thing. Obviously, it's a student thing. But I remember like pubs doing like 50p nights or pound a drink nights.
Oh, no, yeah. One of my first, no, it was my second Fringe. So this would have been 2011? Or
Right.
2011.
That was my. That's 11 was my second Fringe as well.
So I remember going to, what was it called? It was basically a student bar, and it was £1.50 for a Jack and Coke.
The Hive.
No, it wasn't the Hive. No, but I've done a gig in the Hive.
Yeah.
In the Hive. This was you've just reminded me this funny story where it was like 2 days before. My friend Miles Lloyd, who is an absolutely mental Welshman.
I know Miles. Oh, he is he lived in Edinburgh for a while.
Yeah. One of the nicest guys, but absolutely insane.
Crazy. Lost a tooth in Edinburgh.
He did. Because he made really good friends with Tom Green.
Yeah.
They just became like really like tight and close.
Which made sense if you met them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Miles was running a night at the Hive, and he was like, "Do you want to play my gig?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll play your gig." I remember turning up to it, and he was going, "I'd forgotten I'd booked you." But no, he was just like, "But we don't have an act anyway." And I was like, "No, you always had an act. You booked me, forgot you booked me, and then were panicking that you didn't have an act when you actually did have an act."
Oh my God.
So drunk when you booked me.
That's actually phenomenal.
I mean, that's definitely an Edinburgh Fringe story. That's definitely,
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Miles is not the only person. Like, listen, I love Miles, and he is insane. But he is not the only person to do something like that at the Fringe. So.
Oh God no. Like it's happened so much. I've done it. Like
my fondest memories of the Fringe is walking home at 4 o'clock in the morning, across the meadows, and watching someone standing in the middle of the green, taking a shit.
The classy city, Edinburgh.
They weren't even trying to hide it. They were just in the middle of it, like not even in the bushes, just proud. That's what it is to be a proud boy.
Just full of shit. Amazing. Stammer says she's been to Birmingham twice in 1 year. I mean, I lived there.
You were there 365 times in 1 year.
Oh, I loved it. What was the second reason you were in Birmingham, Sam Ross? I now need to know. What was this? Well, the first reason was me.
First reason was you.
Yes, just came to see Star Trek versus Star Wars live.
It's got to be work. Related, surely.
I was gutted that you about the game you didn't make it.
Oh, what, Edinburgh?
Or Birmingham.
Wait, which one? Oh, the Birmingham. Yeah. You get that in Croydon in the day, Matt. What? Oh, people taking a shit in the woods.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I forget there's a delay.
Oh,
Yeah.
UK Games Expo. Yeah. Oh, of course. I need to get in contact with them again. I want to go back, and I want to get. Like, I think Star Trek versus Star Wars is due to go back there. Because
Yes, and I need to do it live at some point.
you do.
I've never done it live. I've only ever done it on Twitch.
I know. I don't stream anymore, like just because I don't have time. I just don't
No.
have time.
No, I mean I'm trying to stream more. I'm trying to stream more now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying. I'm desperately trying.
Oh, we're all trying. We're all trying.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh, buddy.
it's time we hit that dusty trail.
Yep. This has been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it, everybody. No, genuinely, this has been a lot of fun, buddy.
This has been a really fun one tonight. It has.
It really has. Even though the tech has been ropey as fuck.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's fine. We're learning how to do this live. I
It'll
promise.
never be as bad as your first Twitch stream. I remember that.
Oh
So
my, that
well.
was terrible. But I promise that I will upload both audios of the last 137 and 138 together, and just with an apology. But I'll upload them in the next couple this week. So if you want to listen back again, I mean, obviously you can just watch this back on YouTube. That's the beauty of it. That was the reason we're doing it this way now. The audio is just a bonus for people who don't want to. I know there's some people who like to listen audio, so this is just for them. But thanks again for watching and being part of this and being in the chat. Any questions, always, fire them over. And we'll be back, hopefully back in a couple of weeks. We'll let you know. Okay?
Yep.
Take care, everybody.
See ya, people. Bye-bye.
Bye.